Welcome to the 2026 news update from Dutch agricultural contractor Ten Hove. We have a lot of new tractors, machinery and innovations to show, so sit back and enjoy. We start on a sunny spring day, of which there were many this year. Slurry is being applied ahead of potato planting. This Fendt 720 Generation 7 is a direct replacement for Ten Hove's 724 Generation 6. It might be less horsepower, but is built heavier and thus more suitable for demanding jobs such as this umbilical slurry outfit. Especially the slurry swivel, built by Dutch manufacturer VDB. It puts a lot of strain on the tractor. Previously, a Fendt 828 was used for this task, but that is now used for secondary jobs. Ten Hove have been using this autonomous pumping unit from VDB now for a number of years, which has a very high throughput and saves on an additional tractor. Screening waste soil with a mobile screening machine is a new job that Ten Hove offer. Here, rubble and other waste material is taken out of the sand, after which it can be reused in a road project. This Hyundai HW140A mobile excavator is another new addition to the fleet. It joins their 360 diggers from Hitachi. The Hyundai is powered by a Stage 5 Cummins engine and has a 14.9-ton operating weight. It has a steel wrist tilt rotator fitted, making it a very versatile machine for all kinds of jobs. Early May and the first cut of grass silage is on the agenda. Last year, Ten Hove purchased 2 new silage trailers to match the high capacity of their Krone Big X 770 forage harvester. These Strautmann Trailer 560 DO trailers have a 48.5 cubic meter loading capacity. In front of this trailer is a Fendt 826 with a Fendt 927 in front of the other. These Strautmann Trailer 560 DO trailers have a 48.5 cubic meter loading capacity. Here, the farmer is using his own Werklust loading shovel to spread and compact the grass silage. On the second silo is a LJungby L15 with MDE Warrior buck rake from Ten Hove. This was purchased last spring to take some of the work from their other 2 loading shovels. It will also be fitted with a Hilarious grass spreader, which is easier to use on silos such as these. We showed you the Krone forage harvester last year, and you can see it in action harvesting maize later in this video. There is an increased trend in shorter chopping lengths in the Netherlands, and forage harvesters are being used more often. The first cut was high in sugars this year, tough and voluminous in places, but that was no issue for this machine. For smaller farms and fields that still prefer a short chop length, Ten Hove used their Strautmann Magnon 11 forage wagon. With a full set of 84 knives, it has a minimal cut length of just 22mm. The Fendt 927 S4 in front has more than sufficient horsepower, even for a tough first cut. The fine cut ultimately results in a higher milk yield, which is why dairy farmers prefer it. An added benefit is that it's more easily compacted in the clamp and easier to mix in a mixed ration. This Fendt 824, using a Holaris grass spreader, is another addition to the fleet. The farmer himself is raking using a classic that is trying to stay ahead of the forage wagon. Ten Hove use a 4-rotor rake for farmers who don't have their own machinery. Ten Hove prefer to buy most of their tractors used, like this example, which is clean and in good condition. The Fendts are maintained in their own workshop, reliable, and maintain a high resale value. Early May is the perfect time for maize sowing. For a number of years, company founder Ten Hove has been experimenting with maize growing on ridges. This 6-meter machine is the result of many years of development. Behind the homemade subsoiler ridger is a Monosem 8-row drill. The one-pass combination subsoils the ground, creates a small ridge which is then pressed for moisture conservation and sown with maize. Trials have shown that this method results in a 5% higher dry matter and 7 to 8% higher starch content. The plants develop more rapidly as the soil warms more easily, and a better rooting system is the result. No fertilizer is applied by the front tank, but Olmix Explorer Pro. This is a biostimulant based on seaweed. It contains calcium, magnesium, sulfur, but also mycorrhiza that help the nutrients from the slurry and soil to be taken up by the plants. More and more customers are opting for this system, which has proven itself in practice. Ten Hove also use it on their own dairy farm, where these shots were taken. And now for something completely different. On this building site, Ten Hove is busy leveling gravel. This forms the foundation for the floor of a new shed. The giant loading shovel is fitted with a 125 centimeter wide Makos 3D grader that uses laser guidance for the exact surface height. This machine is small and maneuverable enough for all kinds of jobs, both big and small. We remain with the topic of levelling, although this time on a larger scale. Some serious earth moving is taking place on this field to improve the surface drainage. Ten Hove is using their Fendt 939 and Boss 6-meter wide laser leveller. 2 other companies are also at work here, with a total of 4 combinations, all using Fendt tractors from the 900 series and a 1050. The most high-tech innovation for 2026 is undoubtedly this Skai spot sprayer from Scotch manufacturer Soil Essentials. This machine is 15 meters wide and uses 5 cameras to spot weeds real-time and only spray where they are. It can detect docks, thistles, nettles, ragwort and rushes in grassland. The nozzles are individually electronically controlled, and they switch within 0.1 of a second. You might have noticed that the Fendt 514 S4 in front is another addition to the fleet. It is relatively light and nimble, so ideal for tasks such as these. A tablet is used to control the machine, and it displays real-time which nozzles are being selected. Together with Dutch agronomy company Van Iperen, the data can be downloaded from their platform. Dutch farmers can get a subsidy within the cap budget if they use spot spraying on grassland. Chemical savings of up to 95% can be achieved, and a big benefit is that the grass growth isn't compromised by a blanket application. We promised you maize harvesting action earlier in this video. Last autumn we recorded the Krone Big X 770 at work during its first maize campaign at Ten Hove. Unfolding the machine only takes a matter of seconds, and with the 9-meter, 12-row Easy Collect header, it doesn't take long to clear a headland. The Claas Axion 870 in front of the Strautmann silage trailer is a demo from dealer De Kruif. This 295 horsepower tractor proved a good match for the Fendt at Ten Hove, with the drivers taking a liking to the machine and its CVT transmission. It is featured in the night edition with grey rims and accents. Two further combinations from Ten Hove transport the crop to the farm, which is a 30-minute trip. Harvesting conditions last autumn were perfect, and the maize campaign was completed without much stress. The high capacity from the forage harvester ensures a high work rate, and is always impressive to see how 12 rows are chopped up in a matter of seconds. After the maize harvest, it is time for some muck spreading. Last year, Ten Hove invested in this Tebbe MS140 muck spreader, together with fellow contractor Bornu. This company is using their Fendt 728 in front of the German machine. It has a 14-ton loading capacity, and it uses 2 beta rotors and 2 discs for evenly spreading the muck. The machine constantly weighs the load and adjusts the chain speed when needed. Ten Hove is loading the farmyard manure with one of their Hitachi diggers. Aside from farmyard manure, this machine is also used to spread compost and mushroom compost, lime and other products. With these final shots, we've come to the end of this elaborate 2026 update about Dutch contracting company Ten Hove. We hope that you've enjoyed watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss the next one. Please do let us know what you thought, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye!